This conference will now be recorded.
So in previous session, we have discussed what is Einstein analytics and how to get data from different sources like CSV file, so from local Salesforce, from external Salesforce, and from external sources to my Einstein analytics platform. So now, if you remember, when you create Einstein analytics, if you go to analytics studio, and when we have taken the data from different sources, each time it created a data flow. Let me show you that. If I go to data manager, then you can see there are some kind of data flow got created, like default data flow or the what data flow we have created till now. You see here, we have all different kind of data flows we created. Now, as we discussed how to get data into Einstein analytics in previously, that creates a data set. Okay, so what is that data set? So each time we bring the data to platform, the Einstein analytics platform, it creates a data set. Okay. So data set, what is we'll discuss today, what is this data set and how we can create data set. Nothing but about the data flow and recipes. What is this and how we are going to create it. So when I say I'm going to create data set using the data flow, so what is this data flow? So data flow is the nothing but it's the most important tool in bringing Salesforce data into Einstein Analytics. As we are storing all data in Einstein Analytics platform, not in any Salesforce local org or external org or in data source. We are bringing the data to platform so that we can build my analytics dashboard on top of that. Okay, we build data flow. We'll see in this session, we'll see how we can build data flow from the scratch using the dataset builder. So there is a tool which we call dataset builder, and how that tool helps us to bring the data into Einstein Analytics platform. Okay. So Einstein Analytics data set is stored on the Einstein Analytics platform. So because of if you do not store the data in the same platform, when you build the dashboard or anything, so that time if you get data directly from the source, it may take a lot of time, which will make the performance so bad. So we bring the data to the platform itself, then on top of that we build whatever you want. So data flow is typically we use for data transformation from existing data set, like from Salesforce data or from external data source, from anywhere. So simply if you know what is data flow, simply we can say it is used for data transformation. From where? From an existing data set, from Salesforce data. If you have a data set, you can do that, or you can do from Salesforce data, from external data source also. Wherever data is there, you can bring to Einstein Analytics platform. Okay. So we'll see how we are going to create a new data flow using my Analytics Studio or Analytics tab. Let's go to the Salesforce user interface. Let me go to setup. From the setup, I will show you how we are going to do this. Okay. So if you want to create a new data flow, you simply go to Analytics Studio. I just went to App Launcher here. From the App Launcher, we can go to Analytics Studio. So from Analytics Studio, what you can do, you can, if you remember in previous session, I have said it's something like Data Manager. If you see in the left side menu, we have something called Data Manager. If you go to Data Manager, then you see there is something called data flow and recipe. In this left side, we have different options like monitor, data flow, recipe, data, and connect. So whenever you want to create a data flow, simply go to data flow and recipe tabs. Then you can get an option like create data flow. Simply to make a note, we can open my Analytics Studio. From Analytics Studio, we can go to Data Manager. From Data Manager, we can click on the data flow and the recipes. Then we can use the button called create data flow. The button nothing but if you see create data flow. If you see here, I have a button called create data flow. So this create data flow, when you click, it will open the data flow user interface, And I'll explain in the DataFlow user interface what are the options we have. From that user interface, we can build a new DataFlow. Let me click on the create DataFlow. So when you click on the create DataFlow, we will give the name of the DataFlow. What is the DataFlow you are going to create? So when we open it, like if you see, we will have any existing DataFlow also. If you want, you can open the existing DataFlow by clicking on the DataFlow name. For example, if you see, these are different DataFlows I have. If I want to open my first DataFlow here, this is the user interface I got. Okay, if you want to open up existing DataFlow, that you can do, or you can create a new DataFlow. Okay, so both the places you will get the same user interface, and there are many icons. Each icon I'll explain in these sessions what are the icons we have and how it works for us. So each icons will explain, and how I'm going to build a data flow, that also will see. So now I'm just going to create a new data flow. The moment you say create a new data flow, what is going to happen? We'll give a new name. So let's see, we'll do this data flow with a example. Okay, how I'm going to create a data flow with adding the objects and its field and its relationships. Or if you have already a data flow in your system, then let me open the data flow. Let me show you what different kind of options you have. Okay, so if you see on this data flow user interface, we have different icons like the data set builder, like the SFDC digest node. Each are nothing but called as on-one nodes. When you build, you can see that. Okay, so apart from that, apart from these icons, there are four more options you see, like run data flow, upload JSON, download JSON, and preview JSON. So these are the four very important options you see on this data flow user interface. So what options you are getting here in the data flow? You will get one option which we call run data flow. If you have data flow already created, what you're going to do? We can click this button to put this data flow into the run queue. And once you click on the run data flow, then that for data flow you are running, that you can see under the monitor, which will be in the queue for the data flow run or not. That options we can see in this place. Okay, so run data flow one options where we can say we can click this button so that data flow run into queue, data flow into run queue we can send, so that my data flow will run, where we can bring the data from the sources to my Einstein analytics platform. And if you want to track what is the status of my data flow running, then you can go to my monitor. In the monitor you can see what are the data flow being run and what time they run, how many records they have processed, we can see under the monitor. Same way, if you see, we have one more options in the data flow user interface, like upload JSON or download JSON. So what is this? Let's see what is this download JSON. If you see the download JSON, what does it mean? So when I say download JSON, it means like I have built a data flow, and that the data flow, all data flow what we are creating, it will be stored as a JSON format. Okay, so we can click that button to download the data flow in JSON format to our local computers. So simply we can say data flow JSON download to local system, like your local computers. And why we need to download? So let's see, we have built a data flow, I want to take backup of that. So simply I can download that JSON and I can keep as a backup, and whenever you want manually I can modify that, and I can upload the JSON to my Einstein Analytics Studio also. So for the upload, what options we have? You can see one option which you call upload JSON here. The same way we have one options which we call as upload JSON. Let me write here upload JSON. So the modified data flow or the backup data flow, what you have taken as a JSON file, if you want, you can modify that. You can upload in the Einstein Analytics Studio, or you can, if you have taken a backup and after some changes there is some issue comes up, then the backup file, the JSON file, you can upload in the system directly. So we can use this button to upload data flow file in JSON format from our local computer. So it can be an original backup or can be a modified JSON file. Okay, simply we can say upload data flow file in JSON format from local system. Okay, that's nothing but or upload JSON. Apart from that, you can see one more options, which I say preview JSON. So what is this preview JSON? So whenever your data flow is stored, and as I said, data flow is going to stored in a JSON format. So we can click on this button to view the data flow in JSON format. There is an, see, as I didn't have any nodes or anything, nothing created here, it is showing as empty. Let me open one where I have some kind of data flow created. Let's consider this data default self for data flow. Okay. If I click on this preview of this one, if you see, it's completely as a JSON format. So the JSON defines what kind of thing we are going to do on this data flow. Okay. If you want, you can download from here also. Okay. So data flow is stored in JSON format. Okay. If you want to preview, simply click on the preview button here. If you in the preview, you can see complete JSON structure of my data flow, and you can, if you want, you can download JSON from here also. If I download it, again, if you want, I can just simply go and modify it, or I can manually modify this JSON file, and I can upload it once again also. Yeah, I have some. If you see, I can open the. You can use any editor to open it up, and once you open, then simply you can modify it, and you can upload it once again by using this upload button. So either you can upload, if you ask upload, then let's continue. If you ask upload, then what is the file you want to upload? It will ask, you can upload that file, or directly you can download from here. Okay, and apart from that, you see there is many icons. We are going to discuss these icons in this session completely, one by one. So till now I understood the data flow, nothing but it is just a tool where we are going to use to transfer my existing data set or my data from the Salesforce, external Salesforce or local Salesforce, or from the external data sources. So when you create a data flow, it's going to store as a JSON file, JSON format, and that JSON file you can download it, you can upload it, and you can preview it, and you can run the data flow. Once it's ready, you can run it. Once you run that, you can see the status of the data flow which you are running under the monitor tab. So in the next session, we'll see more about dataset builder with one specific key scenario, how we're going to, a very basic specific scenario, how we are going to create a data flow. Thank you. Stay tuned for the next session.